What is going on, guys? It's your boy the Infinite Beast. Welcome back to another video, and we're going to be comparing Black Ops Cold War to Modern Warfare. Now, this is a highly requested video across every single video. I've always wanted to do this video, but it's a long video. It's a lot of work. Let's look at the models and textures. So it's like the shadows in Cold War, and we're going to be talking about ray tracing. This is mostly going to be a PC video. If you can look at the Woods character, you can obviously see there is a drastic difference. The eye color's different in the Modern Warfare version. It seems like it's an older version of Woods, if that even makes sense. There's more wrinkles in the Modern Warfare version. In the Modern Warfare version, it seems like Woods' face is rounder and more chubbier for some reason. His beard is also longer. It's a very weird comparison. They look a lot of the same. Comparing the two characters in both games, but they both do have a lot of differences. Way more wrinkles in Modern Warfare. Maybe they were trying to make an older version of Modern Warfare, of Woods in Modern Warfare. You can obviously see the textures. They do, in my opinion, look better. The clothes on Woods, they look better in Cold War. But yeah, the characters, they have a drastic difference between the two Call of Duty games, which really doesn't make sense to me, because it's only a year apart, and I don't know, maybe each game is trying to interpret Call of Duty in a different way, or each company, because there's two companies, there's multiple companies. This one, Infinity Ward, would be, Infinity Ward. It's a bunch of different companies that run Call of Duty all together. And you could see the gun, the AK-47, looks a bit more like it was in Modern Warfare. It looks like it's a lot more used in the battle, it's been a lot more worn down, versus Cold War. It looks brand new, polished, completely different. I feel like the recoil animation in Cold War is a bit different and odd than it was in Modern Warfare. That might just be my opinion, but it just looks so odd. The graphics for the gun looks also odd. Why would it be so clean and new if you're about to be fighting? The 1911, it's a bit more grayish, and it just looks completely different in Cold War versus Modern Warfare. I don't know if that's what they were going for. It looks completely different. The MP5 also looks not completely different, but there's also, visual differences, like the vent in the top of the gun. You can see that vent. You can see the differences where you're going to be aiming for the MP5. You can see the differences in the back, the graphical differences. It pretty much shoots the same in both games, which is something. Call of Duty Cold War and Modern Warfare, they share a lot of guns, like the AK-47, the AUG, the 1911s, the MP5. There's a bunch of these guns that do not perform the same, that look different in each Call of Duty, but in my opinion, it's not too far off and not too bad. The environmental detail it looks drastically different. Like in Modern Warfare, in my opinion, the graphics do look so much better and like more realistic, in a sense that it looks like you're actually going to go to war, or you're actually going, you know, to have an actual fight with weapons. Versus Cold War, the maps are just, how can I say this? They're predictable maps, and what I mean by that is these maps are so predictable to the sense that, like, there's only 1 to 2 ways you can go in a single map. Like Armada, for instance, you're literally going 2 ways. There are 2 ways you can go, and they're like, both of those ways are the exact same as the other side. Like both sides are like replicas of each other. And I really hate that about Cold War. I feel like hopefully in the future they will fix this issue that is being had. A bunch of, on the YouTube analytics, I actually checked it out. Modern Warfare is actually getting more views than Cold War is, and for good reason. Modern Warfare, a lot of people did not like the game, which is okay. You don't have to like every single Call of Duty game, but in my opinion, I really didn't enjoy it, but I might go back and make some videos on it in the future. But I feel like Cold War, it's just not up to the standards of what Modern Warfare had, you know, graphically, or even game wise, if we're talking about, you know, just the amount of good graphics that were in Modern Warfare is astonishing. I never really noticed it until I went to Cold War, because Cold War graphics are slightly worse. They're not ridiculously worse, but in my opinion, Cold War is slightly worse. Here's some graphics that you are seeing right now, and the differences between Modern Warfare and Cold War. They pretty much look the same. I think the mountain in Cold War looks a little better. Also, the tree in Cold War looks a little better. The cone in Modern Warfare as a prop, it looks better in Modern Warfare, in my opinion. Now the lighting. This is one of the most important parts in a game. This is amazing that this can even happen in a game. How your character or how certain things in the game would react to light. I feel like this is a very important and essential part in video games in 2020. And well, now 2021 going on in video games. This is a very important part. If you can nail this part in a video game, your video game will look amazing. As you can see in Cold War, they did make it look good. Okay, I'm not saying Cold War looked bad with the light, but Modern Warfare looked so much better. It looked like Cold War, you know, didn't even nail half of what Modern Warfare was able to do. Modern Warfare looks just so much more realistic than Cold War does. Cold War, I feel like they copied Piccadilly as a map, and because Miami looks a lot like Piccadilly, it reminds me a lot of Piccadilly. I didn't really like Piccadilly as much. I hate Miami. These are all my opinions, but I really don't like how Miami is made or created. And I also don't like how like any of the maps in Cold War are, you know, were created, because there's only a couple of ways you can go. Now, shadow quality. This is a very important thing. It's how the light reflects and what kind of like quality you're getting if you're looking down at the floor, and like, you know, what would your shadow look like. I feel like this would look better in Cold War, and if you are sniping in Cold War, you get pixelated. You get a lot of pixels when you're trying to go for long shots in Cold War, which actually did happen in Modern Warfare, but it wasn't really much as a problem as it is in Cold War. Now we're going to talk about the effects. The fire in Modern Warfare looks so much better, and the animations for the fire in Modern Warfare, they just look better versus Cold War, where it looks like it's just not a whole fire. It doesn't have that good quality for it. Modern Warfare, the smoke grenade, it's a cloud of smoke. It looks good and fresh. Now in Cold War, it looks like I can't even explain what it looks like in Cold War. It looks so much worse in Cold War. It's almost like they wanted to go for an animation that the light would like affect the cloud of smoke in Cold War. The grenade looks so much better in Cold War. I just gotta give it to the people in Cold War, man. It like the way it explodes in Cold War, it looks amazing, dude. It looks so freaking good. Modern Warfare, it looks really good in Modern Warfare, but Cold War, they nailed it. They fucking nailed it, man. Like, look at that explosion, man. That's insane. There are a bunch of differences in Cold War versus Modern Warfare. I feel like the game Call of Duty Cold War is a lot better for console players than it would be for PC players, because for the first time in a Call of Duty game you can adjust your field of view. So I adjust my field of view all the way to 120 because that's just how it is for me, and then I go back to Modern Warfare and it feels like I'm playing in slow motion, which is ridiculous. It's almost like I can't play Modern Warfare because I'm so used to having 120 field view, and I can't change it in Modern Warfare when I can in Cold War on console. The gameplay, the campaign, Modern Warfare versus Cold War, I don't think I should compare them because that's a controversial topic. This whole video might be a controversial topic. But I do feel like I have a popular opinion of saying that Modern Warfare was more aesthetically pleasing than Cold War was. Cold War, it's just not as realistic as Modern Warfare was. The gameplay, the way that it's played, it's both basically the same. So if you don't like Modern Warfare because of how the people played it, you're probably not going to like Cold War, because it's not the way that people play it, it's the way that it depends on how good you are, okay? So if you're really good at the game, skill-based matchmaking is a thing ever since Modern Warfare, and actually ever since World War II, I think. But yeah, if you're a really good player, you have a really good KD, basically how it goes is the last 5 games that you've played, the KD that you've gotten in those last 5, you get put into a division, and whatever division that is the division that you're going to be playing in. 5 KD, you're going to be playing in a 5 KD division. Don't expect it to be easy. 4 KD, same goes for every single KD, whatever your KD is in the last 5 games. It does not count for your KD altogether. It counts for your KD in the last 5 games. If that makes sense, hopefully it does. I think I explained it pretty well. But the most of the maps, in my opinion, in Cold War, they just don't look, they're not up to par. Most of the maps are very predictable. I like Crossroads, but that's pretty much the only map that I like. Modern Warfare, they did bring a bunch of maps that were in previous Modern Warfare, so that's what kind of helped their multiplayer get a kickstart. I guess they kind of did the same with Cold War. They brought Nuketown back, but I don't know. It's just, it doesn't feel the same in Nuketown. People don't play Nuketown like they used to, in my opinion. I just don't feel like they play it like they did in previous Call of Duties that had Nuketown in it. There's obviously, Cold War has a big advantage because there are zombies in Cold War, and there's not in Modern Warfare, so that is a big advantage for Modern Warfare or Cold War. But yet again, Cold War only released 1 zombies map, and the game's been out for months now. You know what I mean? Like, you need to start releasing more content for Cold War. I feel like that's something they haven't done. I hate how Call of Duty, they're focusing more on Warzone now, which really sucks because even Warzone sucks in Cold War slash Modern Warfare. In my opinion, Warzone sucks. And it's not because I don't like Warzone. I fucking love Warzone. It's just like the guns, it's just so unbalanced between, Cold War and Modern Warfare guns. It's just very, very unbalanced and very confusing to play with. It's ridiculous. Okay, so the sound design. The design of the guns on how they shoot in Cold War versus Modern Warfare. In my opinion, it doesn't sound as prestigious to get kills in Cold War versus Modern Warfare. I know that might be a really controversial topic, but this is mostly in my opinion for this video. Well, actually, I don't know. It's all up to what you guys like. But in my opinion, the sound of every weapon, not every weapon, but most weapons in Cold War, they just don't sound realistic versus Modern Warfare. I mean, they sound realistic, but Modern Warfare, it sounds way more realistic, if that makes sense. I like to go for realism. I love games that are all about realism. That's why when I started playing Fortnite, I was like, what the hell is this shit? Because I like realism. I like how real something seems and looks, and I want it to be the most realistic game out there. That's why I liked Assassin's Creed. That's why I like this game. That's why I like Cold War, Modern Warfare. I don't know if I like Modern Warfare. It's just graphically it's better. I haven't given Modern Warfare a good chance because I haven't really played that game very much. But you never know, it might be a good game. I really don't know. The sound effects in Cold War are just not up to par with its previous game, Modern Warfare. It looks completely different. It sounds completely different, and I don't think it's better. Honestly, in my opinion, I do not think it's better. Another thing I want to point out is Modern Warfare was very, very fast time to kill, which is a lot of people are taking out of the proportion of how realistic they wanted Modern Warfare to seem. So if you're getting shot, by a freaking weapon with bullets in it, you're probably not going to stay up for very long, let's be honest. So that's probably why it was fast time to kill. In Cold War, it's also fast time to kill. For future reference, if you guys want it to be, not as fast time to kill, like Call of Duty Black Ops 4, for instance, I don't want that at all. I like it to be fast-paced. I like how fast-paced it is, It's easier to get higher kill games. It's just better in my opinion. But, yeah, it's more realistic. The people in Call of Duty are trying to go for more realism. It's just obvious. They're trying to go for the most realistic video game they can possibly create, and every year is going to be more and more realistic. It's ridiculous how close they're getting, man. Sometimes it looks like I'm playing another life. Like, it's another game in real life. It's crazy. But that's really all I had to say for Modern Warfare versus Cold War. In my opinion, I feel like graphically, Modern Warfare is the winner. I feel like Cold War needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. Like, a lot of work. So if Cold War, if the creators of Cold War could do that, that would be amazing, man. I have high hopes for Cold War. My only thing is either fix the snipers or just add another one. That would be amazing. Just adding another sniper. Make it like, I don't know, like level 55, like max level until you can get it, and then make it a good ADS sniper, and then that wouldn't be super overpowered. You know what I mean? I don't feel like snipers were ever overpowered, but I guess they were. I mean, if you're good with a sniper, it's going to be overpowered. But if you're not good with a sniper, then it's going to be underpowered. It really depends on your skill, and that's the same thing with every game, every gun, and it just doesn't make sense on why they had to make the ADS so slow in Cold War, and that's why, in my opinion, I would rather be playing Modern Warfare. But that's all I really have to say about the two games. You guys can decide what game you like better. Let me know down in the comments what game you like better. I want to know if you guys want these videos to be, past 10 minutes, like longer videos or shorter videos, because I usually make pretty short videos. But let me know down in the comments section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, subscribe. It's been your man, the Infinite Beast. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.